Hello, this is Lene Bina, Spanish teacher at Anoka High School, and I want to present to you an explanation of what you will be looking at in your student's gradebook so that you can support your student in his or her learning. In particular, I'm going to be focusing on the Vista core practice, so those two columns in pink. Column one has an overall percentage that your student earned currently through Vista, and I'll explain that more in detail in a moment. And column two has the overall number of minutes, and both of these assignments are for the first 3 days. So I've said before, and I'll say it again, Vista is our core way that we are going to get students input in Spanish. Their practice using Vista is of the greatest importance for their success in the course. So when you assign things in Vista, it will give you an estimated amount of time that it will take those students to complete. So for days 1, 2, and 3, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it is approximately 45 minutes. Students could take more and they could take less. So that is what you will see in the second column. You can see the average 45 minutes. The first column is showing the overall percentage that the student has earned on their Vista practice for those first 3 days. So I'll explain a little more here. So let's take a look at student one. Student one spent 35 minutes on those activities and earned an average score of 72%. And you can see also this is not for grading. Nothing on the first week is graded. This is all for feedback purposes. So as a student and as a parent, later when things do start counting toward the grade, and you can see at the top of the document week 2, this is how your student will begin to earn his or her grade. Things like that will begin to account. So if the student is like, well, I want to try to improve my overall percentage, so perhaps that student could spend more time. They, on average, completed less than what was the expected amount for those activities. I do want to say right now, however, that what the student earns as far as percentage, that is not going to be what I would be recording in the gradebook once it starts counting for points. So there will be a conversion. I'm going to be looking more closely at both of these two pieces together. If a student is making very good effort and fair progress for what we're doing here, because it is all online, that will be sufficient and there'll be a conversion, and I'll communicate that next week. But let's scroll down on this document, and I am going to share this document also. Now look at student 5. Student 5 has spent 2 minutes of the suggested 45 minutes and currently is earning 2%. So this person is not putting in any effort at all, minimal, and something like that is going to be an issue, as well as student 9. This student has not turned in anything. Now, it could be an issue with technology at this point. We'll sort that out. It is the first week, but for parents and students to be aware, this will be reported as not in attendance, as not in class, because the student has not showed up to complete any of these assignments. And remember the deadlines for these assignments. They're always 24 hours after the day they are posted from 10 a.m. So if it's Wednesday, and it'll be 10 a.m. on Thursday that I'll actually be going in and entering these things. And then plus the whole week is posted out in advance. And then look at student 12, for example. This student has spent 109 minutes on a suggested 45, so they're putting in high effort, but this student currently is at 67%. A lot of these students have not had Spanish for an entire trimester. I'm not going to hold things like this against the students in this type of situation. I can see that this student is giving high effort, and these types of things are going to come into that conversion. But I wanted to get this information for you all. There's one last thing I would like to show you before my time runs out, if I can get to it, and that is when you go into your student view, you can click on the assignment itself and see a further explanation, a further description. So that is very helpful. Thank you for your time.